Hello, everyone. It's Speech Week, the week that everybody's been looking forward to, I'm certain. But I am really excited actually to see what everybody's got set up. You're in really good shape right now as far as work preparation goes. You've got main ideas put together, you've found some sources, you've got introductions and conclusions put together, so long as you've been keeping up with the discussion. And really, what you just need to do now is work on flow, making sure that one works to the other and so forth. And once that's set up, practice a few times. And I know we've already talked a little bit about this earlier in the semester, but I do just want to touch back on the notion of practice, wherein you should practice as if you're in the situation. Sit down in front of your computer, in front of your camera, and give your presentation. Just like you will when it's time to sit down in our Skype chat here later on this week. Because it's going to help you prepare. And don't read it silently to yourself. Don't look down at a sheet of paper. Look at the camera. Practice as if you're in that situation. Get yourself used to hearing your voice say those words. And then think about how you want to present. So, will you sit? Will you stand? What kind of hand gestures do you think you want to use? Think about where you are in your home, office, or wherever it is that you end up giving your speech. And you want to think about what's behind you. You can't have a lot of distracting things going on in your presentation. We want to make things as easy as possible for your listeners. So finding a place where it's quiet, where there aren't a lot of distracting things happening behind you, in front of you, probably make sure that kids, dogs, cats are not in the room when you're speaking. And certainly not in the room when your classmates are speaking. If something happens on your end and it interrupts your presentation, that's on you, right? But if something happens on your end and it interrupts one of your classmates' presentations, then things get a little dicier and we're not going to be quite as happy with what's going on there. Turn your phones off, things of that nature. Additionally, and we've talked a little bit about this, you need to have a couple of peer evaluations set up and ready to go, and we'll bring that up one more time when we get into our chat rooms. They are right there on D2L under PE1, and that's for its first speech. And then again, I'll remind you, and we'll talk through it just a little bit when we get into our chat rooms and what we're doing. If you would like to talk about your speech, I'm happy to have some Skype office hours Wednesday afternoon. Just let me know if you want to chat. Otherwise, folks, relax, keep to your routine, take care of yourselves, and know that you already have most of the work done. Now it's just a question of getting into the room and doing it. And one more note, as I keep bringing up, remember to set good expectations for yourself. Remember that this is just an introductory level course, and what happens in our speeches this next week won't follow you once you leave the chat room, once you leave the class, once you leave the university. Simply, this is a chance to practice certain behaviors that will end up following you around after you leave here. And the more we take this practice seriously, and the more that you evaluate yourself before, during, and after, the more you're going to get out of it and be more prepared for things that are happening later. So get in touch with me if you want to talk. I'm very happy to look over your outlines and talk through some ideas with you. Otherwise, I will see you all here later on in the week.